So let's take a very concrete example. Suppose you have a person in your life who is a difficult person, who may be very contrary to your idea of what the ideal should be, who could be maybe very critical, could be very dismissive, whatever. We have all sorts of people in our lives. Now the normal way of looking at it is to either blame the person or to blame myself. You are bad or I am bad. But one of us has to be bad if it's like this. But if we looked at it with the soul's vision, we would take away the blame. In the scheme of the whole, we would see that this difficult person is playing exactly the role he needs to play in life in the evolutionary scheme of things. And I play the game of evolution well if I can completely, fully, smilingly accept that this person is playing his role to perfection. So Eckhart Tolle writes that to accept the unacceptable is greatness. And where do we source that greatness but in that part of us which is great, which is our soul? We cannot accept the unacceptable with our mind, right? But if we go deep inside and we tap into a truth that this world is not really about declaring people as good or bad, declaring myself as good enough or bad enough. This whole life is a field of evolution, of growth. And in this field, everyone is playing their role to perfection. So if I may have a family member who's difficult like that, isn't it? I may have a family member who keeps triggering me. But if I can once touch that sweet spot where I'm not bothered by the person because I'm not allowing myself to shrink because of what the person says, nor am I shrinking the person in my mind, but I'm fully recognizing that this person is playing his role to perfection. Let me try and play my role to perfection, which is completely accepting that you are like this and I don't want to change you. You know, I saw a very lovely Instagram clip which talked about statistics done over couples who had long, relatively happy marriages, because divorce rates are what they are. And the reel says that, guess what's the secret of the long lasting marriage? So some people said love, blah, blah, and it said no. The secret is that each partner has fully accepted the other and has given up the hope that the person will change. Our problem is we keep hoping that if something is not in consonance with our parameter of how they should be, I'll be happy only if they change. But if I can fully accept that maybe in this birth they won't change at all, can I live with it and live with it not with gritted teeth but actually with a smile? Can I? Then, I mean, not just in partners, this is true in any relationship. We are banging our head against the wall in vain if we are waiting for the person to change. Sometimes they will. If their season comes, they will change. But more often than not, they may not change at all. Then am I going to keep staking my happiness and my peace of mind over something that may not change? It's a more intelligent thing to do, to just completely accept that won't change and yet try to be happy with it the way it is. Does that make sense? Any questions? Yeah?
So if that person, a difficult person, is playing his role perfectly for my evolution, then how is it fair to say that he will have to bear karmic consequence for what he is doing?
Don't bother about what they see. I always say in yoga only. So if you're the difficult person, you think about changing your difficult nature. Why bother about the karmic consequences? The karmic consequences will be there, because this game of evolution is not only for my growth, it's for everyone's growth, even for the difficult person's growth. So he will bear whatever he has to in his way, but I'm not bothered about that. When I'm on the path, I have to bother only about myself.
Doesn't it contradict with the karma theory that everybody has to pay for what?
So that they will. Why does it contradict?
Because he's playing a role for my.
He's playing it, but that's the whole play of the higher intelligence. That God uses the various Ravans in our life to create Ramas. But Ravan has his own life journey, he'll follow his own path in whatever way. Through it all, there's growth.